Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah. Yeah, so the purpose of establishing the reference point prior to the Ruqya diagnosis is to remove doubt, so that when you start the actual Ruqya diagnosis and you start reacting, the deviation from your reference point must be clear. So for instance, a person has gone into a Ruqya diagnosis session and then he's been asked to just lie down for 10 minutes without any Ruqya being recited upon them. And then as soon as the Ruqya begins, they will notice a sudden shift in their body. And then that shift intensifies into cramping in maybe certain areas in the body, whether it's the arms or the legs. And then that will escalate into strong and possibly violent muscle spasms. All of this will, like I said, give you certainty that you are afflicted with a spiritual disease. There'll be no room left for doubt. Even if the reactions are not as intense as I just mentioned. Let's say, for instance, in my case, sometimes I would just get like an intense buzzing all over my body, but I knew full well that I wasn't getting this during the reference point, so then it's classed as a reaction. So yeah, I just wanted to clarify that. If you bypass this stage, your Ruqya diagnosis will just not be the same. Now, having said that, I've been performing Ruqya diagnosis on myself for years. So I'm at a stage where I'm quite advanced. I know how my body responds to Ruqya diagnosis. Everyone will be different, as I will go into more detail when I go into the specific types of reactions one may get. To give you an example of this, during my reference point, my finger may twitch. Now, some Rakis, for them, that's a reaction during the Ruqya diagnosis. Even if, this has happened to me outside of the Ruqya diagnosis with no recitation of Ruqya. Now, when the Ruqya recitation begins, that finger twitching, it may continue every so often, but I will not class it as a reaction because it was happening outside of the Ruqya diagnosis. I will wait for something bigger. And I've had many instances where it's been confirmed that the finger twitching was nothing. Yeah, the reactions, you will just know your body, inshallah. Sometimes the finger twitching can be a reaction if it's happening consistently, and it was not happening during the reference point. But in my case, I know my body, that sometimes my fingers may twitch or my toes may slightly twitch. I just ignore them. And like I said, as I will go into more detail later on, inshallah, Allah is not stingy when it comes to giving reactions. Allah, like I said, He's not stingy when it comes to convincing the believers if they're afflicted with a spiritual disease. And you need to keep that in your mind, that when you're going to be asking for Ruqya reaction, you're asking Allah, you're not asking anybody else. So you need to not worry about possibly missing any reactions or any signs. And I think that's crucial. A lot of people go in there a bit worried, what if I missed a sign? It won't be one quick reaction and then it's over. No, the Ruqya reactions, as I will mention in the subsequent videos, they must be consistent. So they must be significant. Significant does not mean intense. They just need to be clear. It could be mild, but still very significant. And the next condition I like putting in is that they must be consistent. Does that make sense, guys? So inshallah, I think that's enough for the reference point for now. If it needs a further elucidation, I will make another video, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.